Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon111, and welcome back to Spelunky 2. For today, to start things off, I want to talk a bit about kind of the meta progression of what's going on in this game. Having taken a few weeks just to kind of step back from the game, I've been doing a lot of thinking about the big picture and how to reach secret areas based on my knowledge of the previous game and what I've seen so far. Waddler, this guy on the left, we have seen him in exactly 2 locations, and I think I can actually get to those 2 locations pretty quickly, so I'm going to do it on camera since we don't see him all that often, I don't feel. Let's see, I need to get Olmec coming down here if I can. Alright, here he comes. So one of the locations is here in Olmec's lair, but it's above where I'm at right now, so I need Olmec to kind of help me out and get out of the way for a second. And then, let's see, hopefully it won't hit me with a bomb right at the moment while I'm trying to do some stuff. The stuff being go up here. And can I make this jump? Not quite. Let's just use another rope. It doesn't matter. So one of the places Waddler lives is right down here, and I think 2 bombs maybe will get me there. And he's always here. Yeah, there it is. And so if we go inside of his little cave, he lets you carry items deeper into the caves. And so I've never actually successfully done this, but I think if I were carrying a shotgun, for example, I could set it down here and he'd hold on to it for me. And then if I were to find him later on, I would be able to get that item back. So let's talk about the later on. So I'm just going to end this adventure. And the other place that we have seen him quite reliably is in the ice caves. So let's go ahead and use the shortcut over there. And as it kind of like shows on the little shortcut things, Olmec, where we first saw Waddler, is level 3. And the ice caves are level 5. And so that means that he would enable you to carry an item between those 2 levels, even if, for example, you were to die, say, on level 4. And so in the original, in Spelunky HD, the previous Spelunky, it was the case that in order to reach the true final boss, you needed to get the Book of the Dead. And the Book of the Dead was something that you could only get from the City of Gold, and the only way to get into the City of Gold... so Waddler is up there in the left, and so at the kind of top left of my screen appears to be where he's actually at right now. So that would be over by that, this guy, where he was a moment ago. So I think Waddler's right here. I'm pretty sure I'm out of the way there. Yeah, great. So yeah, here's Waddler again. And so he's always here relative to the entrance to the ice caves. And so if I dropped off an item after Olmec, I'd be able to pick it up here. And so yeah, in the original game, you had to die intentionally in the ice caves in order to be resurrected inside the Moai head to get the head jet to be able to get into the City of Gold and get the Book of the Dead. And so, I feel like those 2 Waddler locations are giving the implication that the player is going to be expected to die with the Ankh somewhere in level 4. And I think the most likely place that I've seen so far, I guess we could try to do just a run to like see if we can get there. Yeah, maybe I'll just start doing that. Although I want to do seated runs if I'm going to do that. So let me go ahead and... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Have I mentioned, by the way, how much I hate the menu system in this game? It's not even just like the way the system is, but even just like the layout of like where they put various buttons is always where I least expect them to be or where they're least usefully located. Anyway. So yeah, in the original game, you had to use the Ankh to die and get resurrected in order to do the final game progression. I feel like Waddler's appearance in this game is intended to communicate the same thing. It seems like you would have to die somewhere in World 4, We know the City of Gold is in World 4, and one of the things we've seen in the City of Gold, that maybe if I'm lucky today we'll get a chance to see again. That's unlucky. Can I beat this arrow from here? I'm not sure that I can. I was able to, but then it fell on me anyway. So I'm going to just do an instant restart since we're in seeded mode here. Yeah, I'm having a hard time playing the game and talking about this at the same time because I'm out of practice. Alright. Ooh! Last time I broke that pot, wasn't there a spider in it? And this time there was a green gem. Okay, this is actually now has just become a bigger priority, and I'll come back to what I was saying. I think possibly seeds don't work the way I thought they did. So that pot had a spider in it. Will this one have a green gem in it? No, that one had a spider too. Is it the number of pots that you break that causes gems and things to appear? Did I get a green gem out of this particular pot before and not notice? Now it's a blue gem. Okay, so that is not completely defined by the seed. Let's try to play this exactly the same this time. That one's a spider, which is what it was before. That one's gold and not a spider. So the pots have some true RNG in them. Even though we're playing the same seed, we can get, and that one has a snake, different outcomes from the pots. I had no idea that that was the case. That's extremely interesting to me. And I don't think it's going to completely change anything with kind of like my theses on different things that I want to do with seeds, but that does shake things up a little bit. I'm curious if on the daily challenge that's the case as well, and if so, does that mean that whoever gets the highest score in the daily challenge might have gotten it as a result of luck, just by having better pots? That's really interesting to me. Alright, we got some extra bombs, that's nice. And now I think we're back into the mode of talking about what I was saying before. So, the most likely place I think that you would need to die in level 4 of this game is the City of Gold, because in the middle of the City of Gold there is a giant Kali altar in the middle with a giant Ankh symbol in the background, and so I wonder if I need to sacrifice myself in the City of Gold in order to obtain some special item or rite that would enable me to get past Tiamat to some other final boss of this game. So that is one idea that has popped into my head. It also would stand to reason, given the parallelisms of how we can get the Headjet and then the Scepter by doing the Black Market and then the City of Gold. We can get the Crown from Vlad's Castle, and then the Sword and the Stone from the Tide Pool. And so that suggests that in the Tide Pool, in the other World 4, there's also going to be some way to do some special stuff. Let's see, from here, I have a fair bit of money. This seems like a pretty good place to rob, though. So let me try to get the turkey a little bit safer. Turkey, why don't you end up down there somewhere? And I think I could just grab this stuff and run and maybe be okay. So I'm going to try to do that. I always forget that I'd like to have the shotgun, though, until after I've already done it. Shotgun is still lying over there on the ground. But for now, we'll just imagine that I'm going to be able to pick up shotgun somewhere else somehow. Because I'm just that good. Perfectly reasonable assumption, right? Right. Okay. In the meantime... Yeah, and so unfortunately, though I've tried to avoid hearing spoilers about this game, it's pretty much impossible on YouTube if you watch any Spelunky to, like, not have a bunch of recommended videos about Spelunky stuff. And so it appears that there's some special area in the Tide Pool related to Tusk that's like a nightclub or something. Tusk, recall, is the one who runs like the little gambling casino kind of area shop that you sometimes see. in the tide pool, and has like a bouncer standing outside the front door, etc., etc. Okay, I would like those things, and I would also like your shotgun. So what are the chances you want to help me out with this? Probably not very good, but if I do this, you might fall out, and then I can go pick up these things and maybe get lucky with the shotgun somehow later. So let's go for that. Alright, so I've managed to obtain these things, and meanwhile, you're just kind of doing a loop and running around and blah 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 blah. Oh crap! Well, I thought he was going to continue down and around the loop, and he shot to the right faster than I thought he was going to there. So yeah, I know there's some kind of... And is there anything I need from this seed? No, so let's do a new seed. 000111 is the next seed on our list. I imagine that whatever that special place in the tide pool might be the kind of parallel place to the City of Gold, which might be the other place that you can get whatever thing it is that you might get that I'm imagining exists in order to help get to like the secret final levels or something. Yeah, but that's based on speculation partially by kind of like accidental spoilers that I've just seen from, you know, YouTube thumbnails and different things where people are talking about some area related to Tusk. So, let's see, Damsel Doggy, I can still rescue you out of there, that's fine. So those are some things that I've been thinking about in terms of the big picture of this game, and I'm not sure exactly how they necessarily turn into stuff that's going to change my gameplay at all just yet, but definitely things to investigate down the road. And I guess the one thing is I do want to try killing myself by dying atop the platform in the City of Gold with the Kali altar, to see if killing myself in that specific location does something important or interesting or whatever. There are bombs in there, so I think I do want to... It's not the best shop, but I think it is still worth robbing, and I think we can get out of it pretty easily. This thing is going to be a problem, though. How do I deal with that? I guess if I hit the shopkeeper while I'm standing near it, that would probably work. So I could probably do... And let's just use this to try to manipulate your position. I don't care about this item. Okay, and now the... Yeah, this will be good. Now. Oh, I didn't hit the shopkeeper, though. Can I do this and have you go further to the left? No. You just want to stand there. This is harder to do than I thought. Alright, we'll do that. Spent more ropes than I wanted to, but I did just get some extra ropes, so it's probably fine. We'll imagine that it's fine. I've very much become kind of like not worried about shopkeepers as threats to me. I guess it's because I don't really care if I die. Because I'm kind of just getting warmed back up and feel like I'm always in experimental mode or something. Which I think is probably a good thing, actually. Because it's going to allow me to, I don't know, play and discover some things that I wouldn't if I just had conservative play all the time. So, we'll see. I do want to just set this off, just so I don't have to worry about it later. And can I hit you with this? I can. Great. And then I can hit you with that. Oops, wrong thing. I'm trying to pick up the other thing. Hey. Darn it. I wanted to pick up the key. Let's see. So I've gotten very distracted from all the things I was talking about. I think I left the damsel somewhere back over here. Is that the case? Yes. Hey, damsel doggy. You need to come with me. And we did not manage to snag a shotgun on this level because the shopkeeper was carrying the key, or the silver key, as opposed to the gold key. Which, alright, another random thing, while we're going to be potentially looking at stuff in the journal and talking about the big picture. I should be able to get Damsel Doggy here, so that I can sacrifice him. But yeah, if I do this, I think it pauses the game. I remember at some point people talking about... actually, let me just pull it up. In the People tab, Von Horsing, veteran from the first adventure, he seeks revenge on Vlad for unknown reasons. Before I had actually managed to kill Vlad, like, people were saying that I should take a hint from that. And I submit that criticism is invalid. And here's my reasoning. Skeleton key. Tool of thieves, it opens any lock without breaking. One of the first things I did when I obtained a skeleton key and read this entry was I tried to use the skeleton key to open up the chest that has the Ujat eye, and it doesn't work. Which means this key does not open any lock. The text that's in here is a lie. And in fact, almost all the text that's in here is just flavor. And so trying to read clues into any of this, I feel like is folly. Like most games, I don't respect the writing in this game. It's basically just there as space filler, and you should ignore everything that the game says in text. It's also the case that the writing is also annoying in other ways. We can see that here in just a moment. Let me get rid of this caveman. There we go. Okay, caveman's gone. Let's see another place that the quote-unquote writing is annoying. It's just how the text appears on the screen. If I go in here, I'm looking for turkeys. Want to help? Those words don't take up that much space, but the banner takes up the bottom third of the screen and doesn't allow you to see things that are on the bottom third of the screen, and takes a little while to go away. It's also the case that when you're trying to run the speed run, that when you're trying to talk to the guys or whatever, the fact that the text just takes so long to disappear before you can talk to the people again, and also the same kind of thing when you're back at camp. Alright, the turkey is dead. That's very sad. It's not all that sad. I'm almost dead is less good, though. Almost dead is maybe a stretch, but I just took some damage needlessly from a caveman, which I'm very upset about. I know that I enjoy this game, because one way that I know that I'm enjoying a game is when I kind of passionately criticize it. And I'm nitpicking about how the text appears in this game and all this other stuff. It's because I'm really into this game. It's a good game. It's also interesting to me. I'm just going off on random tangents, so I hope you're ready for that. It's interesting to me. It didn't work the way I was hoping. That did, though. Alright, we're gonna get out of here without a shotgun. Just hope for the best. Nearly everybody I see... Okay, we got forgiveness, that's great. Nearly everybody I see talk about this game says this game is harder than the first game. I don't feel that this game is harder than the first game. And there are some objective things that you can say one way or the other. I feel like the turkey's giving you a couple of extra hearts on 1-3 like they did just right there, are one of the things that makes this game potentially easier. But given how many people do think that this is the harder game, I think I also have to probably say that part of the reason I don't feel that way is I've gotten better at video games. Especially controller-based video games or whatever, and just pressing the buttons. And so that's good. And gives me kind of higher hopes about what I'll be able to do in this game and some other games in the future. But yeah, I'm curious as to any of the other, I don't know, folks in the comments or whatever. I think I've seen a number of people in the comments already, just in my own videos, talk about how they think, oh, I did get poisoned. Now I have to rescue the damsel. Did we see the damsel anywhere? This has kind of just become a top priority. Damsel doggy isn't obviously here. I wonder if he's on the bottom right. I don't think I looked at the very top right either. But I really... Okay, there's the damsel. Okay, so I did lose some health from the poison, but we can escape it. And you know what? There's an experiment I want to do in the Volcana. So let's go into the Volcana after we get rid of our poison. I did partially experiment with this before. I want to know if rock dogs are immune to fire, like the fire that the ladybugs are shooting out. I have determined that rock dogs are not immune to lava. And I just saw that flying guy or whatever was not immune. There's a rock dog. We'll be able to test it out really easily if I don't immediately die. So yeah, let's focus on not immediately dying then. I also need to... That robot thing's kind of in the way. And the rock dog's going to run into him. Actually, if I wait a few more seconds, I'll be able to hop on the back of the rock dog while he's standing. Oops, crap! Darn it, don't do it! Okay, there we go. Okay, we did it. I am immune to fire, I think. Unfortunately, I just killed the rock dog in the lava, but before that happened, I think I was on fire and not yet taking damage. I'm gonna have to review the video there. But I think I might have just gotten the answer that I wanted to get, which is if rock dogs are immune to fire, and if I'm immune to fire while I'm sitting on top of the rock dog. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at that video. But that's something that I've been meaning to test explicitly for a while. And so now we've gotten that tested. Let's see. And unfortunately, since I accidentally exited the game and stopped my recording, I have no idea how long I spent rambling today. Are there other things I wanted to talk about that we can just talk about from looking in the journal? Let me try to glance over at my notes while I play the game, which is surely going to go terrifically for me, especially in this area. That is one of the areas that I am least good at, or if you prefer, most bad at. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how I jumped over that. Oop! Incoming lava ball. I should not talk about how I'm doing so well, though, the moment before I die. Let's do this. Let's exit the title. I believe that was Seed 3D. And yeah, I just want to check the log, and of course it's going to make me go through another 15 screens of menus and wait for some animations before I can do that. Places. Yeah, okay, so. Tide Pool, there's a blank after the Tide Pool. Temple of Anubis and the City of Gold's after Anubis. So I think this is probably the secret area, which may or may not be related to Tusk. And I noticed that the Sword and the Stone is on that one. I don't see any art with the scepter on here. I guess the scepter is being held by the guys. Oh, there's the art. There's like the cow head or whatever, and the ankh above it. I think that's similar to the art that's above the Kali altar in the City of Gold. But yeah, again, this is all concept art, and you shouldn't read into it because there isn't actual information in here. This is all just decoration. The information lies with the fact that these are in a particular order, and so there is something related to the tide pool that I haven't yet discovered. And then over here, right before the ice caves, there's something. I think there is a mothership, and I don't know how to get to the mothership in this game. Actually, hold on. And then looks like 4 areas at the end of the game that we still haven't been to. And then there's also people missing. Like, some of them are playable characters. But then, like, between the hired hand and the shopkeeper, like, who would appear there? I'm really not sure. And also over here near Van Horsing. And Sparrow and Beg we've kind of rarely seen, and there's someone after that. So the kind of ordering placement, I think, is meaningful, and so there might be things to infer or understand or whatever from there. I wanted to just pop back in here into the ice caves. The mothership, I feel like... oh, crap. Hey, can I wake up, please? I would love to not be dead yet. Okay, I'm not dead yet. My love has come true. I feel like if the mothership exists, it would be gotten to from somewhere around here. Can I just throw something at you? Or do I need to be cleverer? That did deal some damage, so I might be able to do this. Oops. Well, I blew myself up. I also, actually, let's do a quick restart from the ice caves. I also don't know that I've ever, like, fallen all the way out of the bottom of the ice caves, which is, like, an obvious sciencey thing to do. In the previous game, it would just mean death, and you, like, fell off the bottom of the screen. I just can't remember if I've ever done it in this game. And that's pretty important to know, I feel like. Let's see. I should definitely, if I'm just in here for one quick little play. And there's still that pedestal that in the previous game with the Mo I had was where you'd use the Ankh in order to make something happen. But in this game, I think it's going to be different. There was not a parachute in that shop, so I don't have an easy way all the way down to the bottom. So I'm trying to decide if I just want to fall or if I want to try to go through the Yeti Cave. I guess since I have the shotgun, I'll try going through the Yeti Cave. And see if I can make it through alive in here and actually pick up some extra supplies while we're at it. There's the Mommy Yeti. I would prefer to be on the left-hand side shooting toward the right, and I don't want those other little Yetis kind of nearby. So let's do this. And then that. And we managed to kill the big Yeti. Great. And there's a clover up there, but I don't plan to spend that much time in this level. Okay, let's take a risk. Ah, darn it. Well, I think I'm dead. Alright, maybe I'm not dead. Hooray. Genius. Brilliant play. Yeah, once again, kind of not really caring about what happens to me, I think is allowing me to make some plays that I wouldn't normally, make with kind of usual conservative play, which I'm having a lot of fun with. Ah, that was just foolishness. Let's see. And this causes this boulder thing to come out. Let's try to jump over it. I've never tried to, like, follow that boulder down to, like, see if it gets down to the bottom of the level, like, if there's anything that happens with it. It seems to move awfully swiftly, though. Well, I think. Where is the boulder? I don't know. Let's try falling. Oh, interesting. I had 4 hearts. Long fall, I broke every bone in my body. I don't know that I knew that fall damage was progressive in this game and that it was possible to take more than 1 heart of damage from a long fall. So I guess I'd have to, like, ride down one of these things if I want to fall safely all the way to the bottom. So let's see if I can find, I don't even know if they exist, one of these little falling pedestals that you can ride down to get all the way to the bottom. Don't think I see one. Actually, they have to exist because I could always break some of the blocks below them, potentially. Well, that's non-trivial. I can do it. If I just do this, for example, this will totally work. Okay, so now I can just stand here, ride it down to the bottom, and now try to find a way to fall. Oh, darn it, darn it, darn it. All the way out of the bottom, and I didn't... Oh, there was another shop down there, too. Alright, this is probably turning into a long episode again. I don't know. But let's go with it. I'm having fun. Oh! Do-do-do-do-do-do. Is this Waddler's place? Or is this just another... Oh, it is Waddler's place. Okay, so the Waddler's case can be on the right side as well as the left side. Okay, so there's kind of like a reflective... left-right reflection that can happen in terms of how this level generates. But still not a whole lot of flexibility compared to other levels like the jungle or the dwelling, which all kinds of crazy things can happen in terms of level generation. The other thing I could try to do is just hope that I can find something to land on. I guess because I land on a jumpy pad there, I didn't take as much damage as I normally would. I think it's maybe what just happened there. Alright, if I'm more careful with this, I can just blow that guy up like that. And that's gonna... Oh, no, it didn't. Let's do this, and let's carry one of these. And... I'm not sure if I would take fall damage there, so in case I do, yeah, we're fine. There's where you come out of the Yeti Cave, I believe. And, okay, so there is another place to fall down, and so where does it go? Let's find out. It does just drop you off the screen and you die. Okay, so I wasn't sure if I'd seen that before. Still not sure where the mothership would be. I was wondering if possibly there'd be an entrance to the mothership like somewhere down at the bottom, and maybe someday when I have a jetpack and climbing gloves in this level, we'd explore more of it, just to see if there's something crazy there. But I feel like if there was a way to get to the mothership, it would probably be either from there, or maybe from 6-1, like the entrance to Neo Babylon. Oh, and big picture. Okay, hold on. We have to return to camp. In terms of things to leave with Waddler, the reason that you would want to carry items between one place and another, I was thinking about that. And there is a weapon that I occasionally get that has seemed underwhelming. Not the crossbow. Hu Yi's bow. I don't know how to pronounce it, actually. It seems to work pretty similar to the crossbow. It has a crossbow bolt-like arrow, which is to say normal arrows from the dwelling, if they don't kill something like a caveman, they break, and you end up with just the bottom of the arrow afterwards. Whereas crossbow bolts and this guy's arrow and the arrow that Tun has, I think are arrows that are durable and never break, and also stick in walls, and you can stand on them when they're sticking in walls. This bow always appears in level 2 in the Moon Challenge, and the only way, if you had to die on level 4, probably the only way that you could carry it forward is to use Waddler, and so I feel like this is an item that, since it has a special name and seems to have a special purpose perhaps that I have not yet discovered, might be involved with that. And also recall, I don't remember exactly how we've gotten it, and I'm pretty sure I've done it on camera though. I've made Kali so happy that she gives me a gift, and on top of an altar, at the beginning of the level, there would just be an arrow sitting on top of the altar, which looked like a normal arrow, but I wonder if that arrow is possibly fired from this bow if something special happens. And I also can't tell in Waddler's place if you can drop off like 2 items for him to hold, like if you had a hired hand, like if you could also drop off a second item, because it seems like he's got a big platform there. So these are other things that I've just kind of thought about in the background in terms of what the purpose for some of these mechanisms might be, just based on my knowledge of the previous game and speculating in terms of how you might get to some of the secret stages at the end of this game. Yeah, so in any case, I've voiced some of my ideas. If you know the answer, please no spoilers, and I don't want clues at this point. But this just gives you an idea of some of the stuff that's been going on in my head about this game. I'm continuing to play this game. Hopefully in the next few days I'll get a chance to do some more practice and actually have some more successful runs so that we might be able to get some more exciting places. But I hope as always that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Spelunky 2. For now, bye bye.